Santiago, perfect timing as Argentina prepare to start the final game of the 1991 Copa America, and the situation could not really be more dramatic or more simple. Argentina know, as they prepare to kick off, that they've simply got to win. Nothing less will do if they're to become winners of the tournament, and it would be their first win for 32 years. Brazil, having beaten Chile just a few moments ago, sit back now, wait, watch and wonder if they're to retain the trophy they themselves won in 1989. Well, Don Howe alongside me, the situation really perfect for neutral football lovers here as we see the Argentina lineup. They've just got to go and win.
Yes, they know exactly what they've got to do. It's quite interesting that although this tournament's been played on a league basis in two phases, that it's come to this final game. It's like a cup final in itself. I mean, we're so used to sudden death games, like cup tie games, and yet this league system has proved that even as, this system gets to a point that becomes vitally important just one game.
Yes, it's amazing. There could have been a series of results that meant that this game was virtually meaningless. As it happens, it's worked out perfectly well. It's a true final. And Argentina have been the best side in the competition by most people's agreement, and I think it would be justice if they were to go on and win it here, but Colombia will not lie down, even though they, of course, cannot win the competition themselves. They won't want to just make up the numbers. This Colombian team, who are bottom going into the match with just 1 point from their draw against Chile, 1-1. They lost 2-0 to Brazil, although they won Group B in the first round of the competition, unexpectedly so. Alvarez in possession for them, looking for the tall Rincon out on the right. You see, to my horror, they've reverted to those awful numbers on the back of their red jerseys. Colombia, not at all clear from this distance. And they've got themselves a throw in there, I think. The referee today from Paraguay, Juan Escobar. There's an Escobar in the Colombian lineup as well. I trust they are not related. Throw in then to the Colombians. Runners-up in 1975. Beaten in the final by Peru. That's the best position they've ever achieved in the Copa America, the Colombians. And they were third in 1987 after beating Argentina, the host nation. That's their only victory in 4 previous clashes in the competition against Argentina.
And it's very interesting, Alan, that I would say of the teams, these two teams have got the best defensive records.
Canija, one of those players who has disrupted a few defences, loses out this time. Valderrama, the playmaker in midfield for Colombia. Canija back in the Argentina side, having served his suspension after being sent off against Brazil in the opening second stage game, which of course Argentina won 3-2 in a most dramatic match. 4 players sent off. Alvarez getting it back to Cabrera on the right. The right back who's come in place of Herrera, who played every game previously. This is Valderrama. A good ball opening things up on the right flank again. Alvarez short for the return ball, but it goes in towards Diabia, who's been an effective little player in this competition. And the first shot of the match, no real test from Osorio, the left back, who's also had an impressive tournament. Goycochea safely watches it go over.
If they follow up and pick up those headers out, I mean, the art of good attacking, really, Alan, especially from crosses, obviously you want to get someone on the end of the cross. But more times than not, a defender knocks it out. But what you've got to do is pick up that second ball round the D and get a shot in, as Osorio did then.
Valderrama, hustled and hassled by 3 Argentine players, clear that they respect his ability. And Alvarez does well to find Rincon out there on the right. A good strong run by him. Alvarez in a good position for the cross here. Pulled it back a bit too deep though, with players on the far post. Valderrama gets it in again, and a nervy sort of opening by the Argentine defence here. Valderrama leading Alvarez, who's offside. But the Colombians certainly, Don, have started confidently.
Without a doubt. I mean, they've took the game to Argentina.
There's Argentina's record. Prior, of course, to the Chile game, they were the only team in the competition who'd won every single match. 100% record in the opening stages, and 3-2 against Brazil, followed by the goalless draw against Chile.
I think a lot of people have fancied Argentina to win this tournament. But Colombia have not fought that way. They're shown no kind of great respect. They're going forward.
Well, here's a man who was very effective in the victory over Brazil, Rodriguez. Got some useful crosses in, as he did then. Batistuta. And cleared by Pereira. Cabrera. And the sliding tackle means Argentina get possession, and then an unpleasant little challenge close to the halfway line, which the referee has given the free kick for. There's Colombia's record. They've only scored the 4 goals, only conceded the 4 goals, curiously. Their win against Brazil, of course, one of the big surprises of the competition. Luis Garcia, their coach, newcomer, as indeed is Basile of Argentina, and they can both be pleased to have got to this stage, of course, as Batistuta leaves it to Rodriguez, and then the tall defender, Pereira, brings it clear. Osorio wins the throw. How do you expect Colombia to approach this, Don, knowing that, of course, they can't win the competition themselves now?
Well, obviously, I mean, their pride's at stake. I mean, they'll want to beat Argentina, and rightly so. And at the moment, they're playing as though, you know, they're full of confidence. We've got nothing to lose here. Let's go forward and enjoy ourselves. I mean, we see Valderrama with players around him come out playing his 1-2s, playing his nice little clever flicks.
And here they go again, and here's Diavia, who's been a very good little striker in this tournament. Pitch didn't help him then. Not going to help anybody, really. It's a great shame that the pitch is in such poor condition here after so many matches and so much rain on it. Batistuta giving it away to Escobar. Alvarez with the layoff. Picked up by Osorio. Then he lets the ball through to Rincon in midfield. Back to Osorio. And that looks like Urciaga giving it away. Estrada. Basualdo. Osorio wins it back. And then Basualdo with the interception. But Colombia enjoying a lot of possession early on here.
Well, they're picking up all those second balls, and every time the ball goes forward, it gets knocked out by an Argentinian player. They're on the ball and picking it up, and they're picking it up inside the Argentinian half, and then they're making their play.
Osorio swinging one in towards Urciaga. Valderrama onto the loose ball. Here's Diavia again. Not a bad effort. He's done well in this competition with goals against Brazil and Ecuador, and then he was sent off, most unluckily in my view, against Uruguay. Snatched at that a bit when you see it again. Basile, who's followed the trend of previous Argentine coaches by taking a lorry load of cigarettes onto the bench with him. It must be a very nervous occupation, being in charge of Argentina. Strange, Goycochea, I think, caught the ground on as he kicked the ball and has hurt himself.
Well, obviously, I mean, it's so kind of, I mean, with the conditions and the rain the other night in the second phase of games, I mean, it's virtually ruined the pitch. And the pitch has stood up over this last fortnight tremendously. A credit to the Chilean ground staff.
Big crowd, of course, here because they came to watch Chile in the first place, and they've stayed on naturally enough for this final game. This is how Goycochea hurt himself. Just his ankle.
Yeah, the kick was okay, you see, and as he followed through after the kick, he put his left foot down, it went over. There's a divot in just outside the 6-yard box.
That'll be anxious few minutes for Argentina until they're satisfied their goalkeeper's all right. Cabrera, meantime, brings them forward. Diavia loses out. Alvarez with the interception. It came off Ruggieri, the Argentine captain. Argentina unbeaten since last year's World Cup final. That's 13 games. They've won 10 of them and drawn 3. That must be as good a record as anybody in world football, I would think, over that 12-month period. They've changed the team a lot, naturally, since the Italia 90, where they were just about the most reviled team in the competition. Lost the final to no great disappointment to anyone apart from the citizens of Argentina. But virtually a new side here. And They've gone all the way to this final game and could still win the Copa America. And our coverage of it brought to you in association with our sponsors, Lucasade. Pereira gets it clear. Canija. Good little ball to Simeone. Rodriguez. And space opening up on the right here for Basualdo. That's a dangerous looking cross. It's gone in. It was a mistake by the goalkeeper, but Argentina are in front. Rodriguez goes to celebrate with Basualdo, whose cross produced the opening, but I'm afraid you have to say, good though the header was, I think Higuita should have kept it out. But what a start for Argentina. 10 minutes gone and they're in front.
Yeah, well, that's a super cross to the back post, and there's 3 players coming on the back post. They're getting numbers in the box, and the force of the header, the downward header, Higuita couldn't keep it out of the net. But the thing that made it, Alan, was the pass inside the fullback to beat the offside.
Simeone's header, the mistake by Higuita, and Argentina take the lead here. Well, I wonder now how they'll approach the game, because obviously the temptation must be there now to sit back and defend this lead. I hope they don't. What do you think they'll do, Don?
Well, I think they'll play it controlled. They won't give anything away. They'll keep everything tidy at the back. I mean, they haven't been a force going forward up to that goal anyway. But they'll keep things very tight and tidy at the back, and they'll expect somebody like Batistuta, Canija, to create the next goal, or Rodriguez create the next goal.
Here's Alvarez for Colombia, who will consider themselves unlucky to have gone down so early on, having dominated the early stages, in honesty. Here's Valderrama. Alvarez again. He's got Murciaga out there helping him out. Good skill by him to find Valderrama again. And Argentina survive. The strange thing is, Don, we European football people tend to think of South Americans as not being particularly good when the ball's in the air. They scored 3 headed goals against Brazil, and here's another.
That was a super cross, though. I mean, he did the keeper. He eliminated the keeper to the back post. And he tried to get across there, and just the force the header went out of his hands into the side of the net.
Would you have been disappointed, though, if he'd been your goalkeeper letting that one in?
You'd have thought he could have, having got there, he should have perhaps get it out or got it round that post.
So it's 1-0 to Argentina, who have not won the Copa America for 32 years. Although they have won it 12 times in all, only Uruguay have a better record than that, and they've been runners-up no fewer than 11 times. So the travelling Argentine fans given the perfect send-off here with Simeone's goal, as Estrada plays it forward. Rincon for Colombia. Valderrama. Diabia dispossessed by Ruggieri. Good interception. He leaves it to Rincon. Now Osorio. There's Diabia again. Valderrama finding space on the left this time. Moves around the midfield zone with great freedom, but Argentina have it back. Rodriguez takes over.
This is the man who's very important to them, Alan. He only came in after the first game. Latorre couldn't get it going, Latorre, and he came on Rodriguez, and he's been the star of the team. He finds space in midfield. He plays just behind Canija and Batistuta, and he's feeding them all the time.
Yes, it looks a very good Argentine side, you have to say. It'd be interesting to see them test themselves against the best of the rest of the world when the next World Cup comes round, if they can keep the nucleus of this side, which looks a lot more exciting than the Argentina 1990 version. And to underline that, they've scored a lot of goals here. That's their 15th goal in the competition, and they've only conceded 5. So they've been open and adventurous and good to watch. And they lead here 1-0. Coming up to a quarter of an hour gone in the final game of the Copa America, with Brazil having beaten Chile. If Argentina win this game, they will win the competition. If they draw, or of course lose, Brazil will be the champions. Valderrama trying to play the 1-2 with the Rincon. Argentina counter-attack dangerously again. Rodriguez hemmed in this time. Gets it back from Batistuta. Bit of an untidy challenge by Rodriguez, and the free kick's gone against him.
I think what the Colombians have got to do if they want to win this game, Alan, is they've got to get their fullbacks going down the line. You see, when you play against a team that play a diamond shape in midfield, as Argentina do, they haven't got anyone who defensively plays wide. So you can get your fullbacks away.
This is Pereira for Colombia. Got a room for the centre-back to move forward. Valderrama. Besiaga's cross. Rincon chasing it, but that's a goal kick. Argentina were third in the last Copa America in 1989, and fourth when it was held in their own country in 1987. And of course, they've got a marvellous record in the World Cup in recent years, having played in 3 of the last 4 World Cup finals, winners in 1978 and 1986. Along with West Germany from Europe, they've dominated the world stage.
Whatever you say about Argentina, Alan, you've got to admire they do produce. They do get into finals of competitions. They get to World Cup finals, they get into these South American Championship finals.
And they're into the lead in this one too. 1-0, the goal by Simeone from a Basualdo cross with a little help from Higuita. Here's Rincon for Colombia, trying the shot. There'll be some shot, particularly in these conditions, to score from that range. The floodlights on here, even though the sun's still shining. Basualdo, the fullback, whose cross produced the goal. Rincon, Osorio. This is Pimentel. Free kick to Colombia. Alvarez. Coming forward from the back again is Pereira. Well, they've got to be so sure of those little passes in and around the penalty area because of the conditions. The little 1-2s are not quite coming off on because the pitch is bobbling around.
Yeah, but Argentina defend so well. They virtually set up 2 barriers. They've got 3 playing in front of the back 4. They are playing zonal. Since Alfio Basila took over, they've started to play a zonal at the back. So they've got this back 4, and just sitting in front of that back 4, they've got Franco, Estrada, and Simeone. So if you try and play 1-2s, there's enough people around to see them, and intercept the return ball.
As indeed Franco did then, and got himself injured in the process. The man who scored those 2 splendid headed goals against Brazil. And has been in a rich vein of goal-scoring form. Scored against England as well at Wembley. Brazil in a friendly, Hungary and the United States, all in the 1991 football year. Bit to continue. Argentina got the free kick, which they'll have to take again, as the referee has a word with Valderrama, perhaps for something he said. Ruggieri with the free kick. Argentina leading 1-0 here. Canija got it down well to Rodriguez, who's now switched from right to the left momentarily. Alvarez, who looks a smashing little player actually for Colombia in midfield, been really involved in all these games, but gives it away this time. Ruggieri, Rodriguez again. Now Franco is forward, and so is Batistuta, and that's a good ball. It's in. It's another goal for Argentina. Batistuta, the leading scorer in the Copa America, has made it 2-0 in the 20th minute, and who knows, that could be the goal that wins the competition for Argentina.
Here, Alan, I mean, it's Rodriguez here. I mean, the real playmaker. He's played a lovely ball over the back of the defence down the right wing. Higuita again's out of position, and he's beaten on his near post. You don't expect international goalkeepers to be beaten on the near post. He's got his angles wrong.
Yes, I'd have to agree with you again. Higuita, a question mark against his goalkeeping then, but no question marks against the scoreline. It's Colombia 0, Argentina 2. Batistuta, his 6th goal of the competition, and that means now that whatever else happens to Argentina here, unless somebody from Colombia manages to score 7 goals, which I don't think will happen, he will be leading scorer in the Copa America. And here they go again with Canija trying to get in, and almost did so. Correa denied him at the last ditch. Well, they're rampant now, Argentina, and let's hope they keep playing and keep trying to score goals here. I don't think now, with a 2-goal cushion, they'll be sitting back at all, because they're not the kind of side who should sit back, are they?
There's the cross again for the goal, right in the back of the defence. The left back's gone in covering, doesn't look down his blind side, and Batistuta found some lovely space, hit a good powerful shot.
What a star he's been in this tournament. 22-year-old from Boca Juniors, known as Batman. And the referee's producing, I think, the first yellow card of the tournament, or not of the tournament, far from it. There's been about 100 of the game for Pimentel. And quite sensibly, Rincon drags him away before he gets into further trouble. The referee's called for a stretcher here. I hope he's wrong. It was a very, very harsh follow-through, should we say, by Pimentel. I think it was Simeone who was on the end of it.
He left his studs there, Alan. He kicked against his studs. It's, I mean, you're kicking against a straight leg. It's very, very dangerous.
That's a shame. They send the stretcher on for a graze over here sometimes, so it's not necessarily as serious as it looks. But here's the goal again. Don't think we mind how many times we see this.
His first touch was super.
Lovely finish. There's the mark of a player whose confidence is high. Goal number 6 of the competition for him.
But there's no doubt about it, Alan. I mean, I've watched Argentina all the way through this tournament, and for some unknown reason, no one wants to pick up Rodriguez. Now, I know he's got a lot of freedom to find space. He comes down the right wing, he goes down the left wing, but he's the man who makes Argentina play. He supplies Canija and Batistuta, and yet people don't pick him up.
It is amazing. You think they would have deputed a man to mark him, and they look as though they're getting a little bit sloppy now, Colombia. They almost gave away a corner then. Pimentel shown the yellow card. Simeone gone off for treatment. Argentina lead Colombia by 2-0, and it seems even at this early stage, just midway through the first half, as though the destination of the Copa America 1991 is going to be Argentina, and Simeone is back on. Estrada wins it back for them, and Ujiri with the clearance. Cabrera. It's strange if you the way Colombia go forward here with Diabier. I was going to say, I'm sure if you assess the amount of possession in that opening 22.5 minutes, Colombia have had most of it, but I think the 2 times Argentina have attacked, they've scored.
Well, they've come out relaxed, obviously, Colombia, but relaxed that if a goal goes in, they're saying, well, what does it matter? And under those circumstances, sometimes players do play well. But at the same time, you know for a fact that once a goal goes in, they're not so sharp.
Well, thanks to Adidas, who also have helped us bring you this live and exclusive coverage of what's been a very, very exciting, high-quality competition. Argentina on their way to success, perhaps. Simeone finding Rodriguez, and back it goes to Basualdo. This could be a 3rd goal. He was unselfish, and maybe if he'd have been a bit more selfish, it might have been 3. He smiles because he could afford to smile, I suppose, but they've got a 2-goal lead. But the classic case there, Don, of perhaps if he'd been a bit more selfish. Yeah, but the play was absolutely super. The little reverse ball there from Rodriguez. Just watch this, Alan. He turns away from the play and then reverses it back to these 2 players coming in on the blind side. I mean, that was absolutely superb. Beautiful skill.
To be honest, I think he should have took a shot himself.
As well, though, having laid on goal number 1 for Argentina. Well, perhaps fullbacks don't get too many goals, don't find themselves that far forward too often either. Well, that would have clinched it, obviously, a third goal, as it is. They always say 2-0 is the most dangerous score in football. Never quite understood that one, really. I think I'd rather be 2-0 up than 0-0. But obviously, if Colombia get a goal back here, it could change things. Valderrama gives it away. I cannot, for the life of me, though, see Argentina letting this one slip. I can only see more goals for Argentina coming here. Rodriguez trying to prize open the middle for Canija.
We've only seen Canija once. Obviously, if he picks up balls and runs at defenders, a little shake of the shoulders and he goes past them with his pace. We've only seen him in action once. We've got him to come, Alan, I'll tell you.
Here's Rincon for Colombia. They're 2 behind. 20 minutes to go to half-time. Valderrama, good interception. Simeone just neatens things up.
Those 3 midfield players for Argentina do a super job. They get forward, they get back, they sit in front of the back 4, they intercept balls, they win balls.
Yes, the new coach, Basile, really has done an amazing job when you think, you know, it's only just a little over 12 months since, well, I suppose you'd say a team that's reached the World Cup final. It's a decent platform to take over, but he has changed the squad in a very big fashion. And remember, very few of the European-based or overseas-based players generally in this squad. Here's Di Avia for Colombia. Valderrama. Di Avia again. Perhaps all a bit too intricate there for Colombia. They've got a free kick, though. It's Goycochea's view, more or less. Con is number 20.
Just hope the referee insists on 10 yards here or 9 meters and a little bit, Alan, whatever it is. He lets the Argentinians cheat here. And they're very clever at this thing, the Argentinians. They'll go back to where perhaps he pulls them, and then as soon as he turns away the referee, they'll go back forward. I just hope that he's on the ball with them and holds them.
He's been strong and decisive so far, the referee. He's looked to be one of the better ones. That proves why he's got the final.
Here they come.
It's Rincon with the shot. Well wide and high. Just mentioning the fact that, you see Rincon's free kick again, the fact that Argentina have picked largely home-based players in this squad. There's a statistic that they've got something like 300 Argentine-born players playing professionally outside of their country. Amazing thought. Alvarez is possessed by Batistuta, scorer of the second goal for Argentina, his 6th of the competition.
Argentina, Alan, produce good players, technically very good and good competitors.
Yes, that's an important
very
point.
tough, very tough competitors.
Yes, they seem to have the European steel allied to the South American skills, and that is a winning combination. Neat football by Colombia, but not for the first time in the competition. We have to say that it's not getting them very far. Here's Rincon. Contrast how decisive Argentina have been. Sorio. No way through. Simeone heads it clear. Canija well back inside his own half. That's a good tackle. Oh, that's good skill as well, and an obvious foul. Franco.
Argentinian forwards never wait for support, Alan. They get on with the job themselves. They attack defenders. They go with people. They're not looking to lay balls back to people supporting. They want to get turned and get on their way and attack defenders.
Wasted free kick, really. Escobar. Simeone dispossessed, but Basualdo came in and succeeded only in knocking it to Arteaga. Valderrama. And still you get the feeling they're trying to play those little triangles rather than look for a more direct route. Here's Escobar. A rare excursion from the back for him. And then Diavia gives it away. Every time they counter-attack like this, they look dangerous, don't they? Canija in possession now for Argentina. Batistuta, the furthest forward here. Rodriguez in possession. And they're opened up again, but this time offside.
His run went too early. He knew what he had to do. He picked up the ball deep in his own half, Canija, took it forward kind of 30, 40 yards, laid it off, knew he was going to try and break the offside trap, went too early.
On to Alvarez. Valderrama. Back to Pimentel, the player who was cautioned. The only yellow card of the game so far. Arteaga. Took too long. It's amazing, isn't it? That's Batistuta back there, making an interception. And Franco, both of them ace goal scorers. Altamirano. You'll have trouble saying that. Altamirano getting it away. And a space here, if Alvarez can pull it back. Again, he pulled it back too deep. That's twice really he's got clear. But here, getting clear is Canija. And as usual, support. Rodriguez. Now he's got the cheek to go all the way here. And the ability. Doesn't get the throw. I think he disagrees with the linesman. Well, they've got the same kind of... Oh, dear, really, that's a shame. I mean, I don't know what he said in Spanish, but it didn't seem too harsh, and I think the referee's reaching for the yellow card for that. A little bit of frustration that's understandable. He just seemed to shout in anger rather than anything else. I think he's been cautioned. The referee seemed to reach for his pocket. We didn't see him pull out the yellow card. Good lesson in order keeping your mouth shut if you can. Not so easy, and there's confirmation that he's been booked. It's a shame that really, Dom.
Yes, I mean, he was frustrated because he thought it was his throw. And I've got to say this, I thought it was an Argentinian throw as well.
Yeah. 13 minutes to half-time. Here's Canija, Rodriguez, and Basualdo. He's galloping forward down this side, really enjoying himself. Canija again. And Basualdo. We'll look for the cross here. And there it comes. Rodriguez. Batistuta wanted it and gets it now. Oh, that's lovely skill. Batistuta! Oh, one man too many. He took them all on then.
It was a good, well-timed block and tackle at the end to stop the makings of another goal.
Here's Rincon. Arteaga. Valderrama. Osorio. Valderrama again. They really do seem to want to walk the ball into the penalty area. Altamirano getting it forward. 12 minutes to half-time. Argentina 2, Colombia 0 here. And a reminder, should you only just have joined us, that Brazil beat Chile in the previous game, which means, quite simply, that if Argentina win this match, they win the competition, the Copa America. If they don't win it, draw or a defeat, then Brazil will be champions. Escobar did well. Piquita, who's been certainly an element of doubt against him for both the Argentine goals. Rincon. Diavia felt he was fouled and the referee agrees. Ruggieri protests his innocence. Second free kick that Goycochea's have to deal with. This one's a long way out, mind you. Rincon hit the previous one well high and wide. Valderrama takes it short this time. Good run by Arciaga. Simeone in to intercept. Dangerous here, and the goalkeeper had plenty of time. Vasquez got the headed clearance slightly wrong. Still seems to be feeling his ankle there, Don. He's obviously still got a problem.
Well, yeah, you can bet he's twisted it. He's gone over on it. It could be just kind of swelling up inside his boot.
Hasn't really had a shot to save, I can't recall. 10 minutes to half-time. Valderrama. Cabrera. Valderrama made some room for himself beautifully then. Javier. They've looked very sound and solid at the back.
Well, I mean, the Colombians, for some unknown reason, they want to attack through that D on the edge of the box all the time. Now, for me, I think I'd be trying to get round the sides. I'd be trying to pull the fullbacks in on the cover, because they're playing zonal, and try and get round the edge of the fullbacks. I'm sure there'd be a little bit of joy there for them.
There certainly has been from Argentina's point of view when they've gone down the flanks. And here's Rodriguez, who's found a lot of room. Canija slips, but still gets the ball. And here's Batistuta, free again. Canija. Rodriguez had it taken off him at the last minute there. Simeone with the shot, and that was a lot closer than it appeared. I thought at first he'd just kind of swung a leg at that one, Simeone. However, Higuita had to double back very quickly and was relieved to see that go over.
Well, it was the trio again, Alan. It was Rodriguez, Canija and Batistuta. I mean, they are virtually telepathic. They know where each other is, they pull away, they find space, and they're looking for each other all the time. And then obviously the midfield players come up behind them and can pick up balls that come outside the box.
A fascinating talking point for me here, just seeing Simeone wearing the number 10, is that this is the first time for a long time Argentina have entered a major competition without Maradona. They unashamedly played everything through Maradona when he was in the team. That's a free kick against Batistuta. I wonder, this sounds strange to say about what a player who was one of the world's best, I wonder if they're almost more effective because he's not in the side.
I'm sure they are. I mean, when you get obviously a player of Maradona's class and ability, sure, you've got to use him and you've got to give him a chance to express himself, but you do get to a stage where everybody's given the ball to the same player. It's just as though like they are one-track minded, and they're not given the free expression to pass the ball to all areas of the pitch.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting talking point, that. Although Maradona's had his well-publicised problems, some people still seem to think he will get back eventually into the Argentine national team. No one really knows what he's thinking. Here's Rodriguez, and now Canija. They're doing quite well without him at the moment. Next to the World Cup, of course, this is the biggest competition in world football as far as Argentina are concerned, and they look well on their way to winning it. Just a year after reaching the World Cup final. Subtle little nudge there, I think, from Vasquez as the ball came over, and Goycochea has it.
Just affects the forward's jump, Alan. It affects his balance and his jump. It's just a lean into as he comes to come and challenge for the ball and make his jump for the ball. They lean into the forward, and obviously there's a little clash. And more times like it's the forward running into the defender. The defender is just holding the space.
Sorio just got caught there by Batistuta, who put his foot in there a little bit. The referee's having a word with them. Pimentel, Alvarez. 6 minutes to half-time, and Argentina leading Colombia 2-0 here. Alvarez, Lincoln's in the middle, so is Arciaga. But it all falls down again, as Don Howe was saying, around the D outside the penalty area. They seem drawn like iron filings to a magnet to attacking down that central position. Contrast here, Argentina looking for width and space all the time. Basualdo reveling in the space on the right. Oh, that's a foul, surely. Well, if I was Colombia, I'd be a bit concerned about giving away a free kick here, because with the power Argentina have in the air, this could be very dangerous.
Well, it'll be Franco coming up, it'll be Ruggieri coming up, and they can head the ball into the net from these dead ball situations. No problem at all.
Juan Basualdo back on his feet, plays for the champions, current champions River Plate, and is having an excellent game here. So, Rodriguez with the free kick, and all the players Don have just mentioned, no doubt, forming a very big target for him here. It was a poor kick, actually. He didn't really get the height he wanted. Played back in by Simeone, and it could have been dangerous, and turned out not to be. Now, Higuita's thinking about one of his little runs, but thinks better.
Well, we haven't seen one, have we, in this tournament, Alan?
No.
And now the pressure's off, I wouldn't be surprised if he don't give it a run. He's changed his shirt for this game. It's more psychedelic than the last one.
He looks like a deck chair on Blackpool Beach. He didn't concede a goal for the first 3 matches in the tournament, Higuita. The only goalkeeper with that record, and then, of course, let one in against Uruguay, another one against Chile, and then 2 against Brazil. And 2 already here. 4 minutes to half-time. Osorio in possession for Colombia. They're 2 behind. Simeone wins it back again. And Valderrama on Franco. He conceives another free kick. Simeone wasn't too happy with either of those challenges. I must say, I like the look of this referee. Apart from the booking for Rodriguez, where he was, I think, defending his linesman, he hasn't just fished at yellow cards all the time something's happened. He prefers a stern word. Just 2 yellow cards. Pimentel, who deserved it, believing he was put through in a challenge, and Rodriguez for a few naughty words at the linesman. And space again opening up here for Canija.
He should have got it across there. I mean, they played a lovely ball over the back of the left back. He's in a great crossing position, and for some unknown reason, he wants to run with the ball.
Here's Escobar. Valderrama. Stutter across to cover. Franco behind him. Run back by Rodriguez, but not for long. Escobar. Correa. Ball forward for Cabrera, but it was well watched by Altamirano. Useful little cross, and both Rincon and Diavia in good positions. The defender's header was a crucial one. Diavia still shouting for the ball, edge of the box. It comes back to Osorio, and they still can't get it through to little Diavia. But now perhaps an opening. And well saved. Rincon's shot, I think it was tipped over, was it? Or did it go straight over without the intervention of Goycochea? Judging by the way they're walking back, it's a goal kick. Yes, he didn't touch it.
At least we've had a variation of attack, Alan. They've gone down the right wing and put a cross in, got a header back across the goal, and then they picked up a ball outside the D and went down the side of the box again. That's what they need. They need a little bit more variation in the way they attack the Argentinian defence.
Batistuta couldn't control that, and it was Osorio who got injured. Back on the top of the head. Cabrera. Rincon. Cabrera again. Murciaga outside him. Pimentel waiting for the ball, and it never got to him. Rodriguez. Canija. Rodriguez again. Well one back though. Now Rincon. Good little ball through for Diavia. Basualdo intercepts. Great pity about the pitch here. I think we would have seen some really good football here. Have the conditions been better? Because Colombia certainly like to knock it around. Big contrast in styles between these two teams. Much more direct Argentina. Alvarez. Siaga. Cabrera. And he needed to get the shot in, really, but the defenders just crowded him out. And the referee has given a free kick to Argentina at the end of all that. He towers above little Villa.
At least the referee's nice and cool. I mean, he doesn't start going around waving his arms and shouting at players. He looks completely in charge, nice and cool, nice and calm and collected. Goes up, does his job, walks away from his job.
Absolutely.
And that's how referees should be.
We're into time being added now at the end of the first half here in Santiago. Argentina leading Colombia by 2-0 in the final match of the 1991 Copa America. A game Argentina have to win to become champions. If they don't, then Brazil will lift the cup. Here's Simeone. Rodriguez. Valderrama. And he gets the free kick. That's Basile, we saw briefly, the Argentine coach. And that's the half-time whistle. So what an excellent first half then for Argentina. It started in splendid fashion with a headed goal by Simeone from Basualdo's cross, and then a lovely build-up gave Batistuta the opening for Argentina's second goal, his 6th of the competition, and Argentina deserving their lead in a very entertaining match here. Colombia have played some good football. If they were a little bit more direct, they could still get back into this game yet. 2-0 at half-time. Welcome back for the second half of the final game of the Copa America, with Argentina leading Colombia by 2-0 here, and seemingly now safely on their way to their first triumph in the competition since 1959. Argentina taking the field, full of confidence. What a lovely situation for these players to come out here knowing that the job is almost done. They've just got to be sensible, and I think they'll enjoy themselves in this second half and really revel in the space that appeared in the Colombian defence. It's been a good game. It'd be nice in a way, I suppose, to see Colombia get a goal now and just pick up the impetus of the game again a little bit. And they're going to make a substitution by the looks of it here, Colombia. It's a strange system they have of not making the substitutions until the teams are already out on the pitch. Valenciano is coming on in place of Siaga, who had been a bit ineffective. He himself had been preferred to Higuain, somewhat surprisingly. I think he may be injured, Higuain, the veteran, because he's not even on the substitute bench, and he looked a good player early on in the competition. So Valenciano on is the only substitute I can see here. Change of shirts for the Argentine players. Winter, of course, in South America, here in Chile, and with all that heavy rain a couple of days ago, and so many matches on the pitch, it's not surprising that it's in the condition it is. And in fact, as Don Howe was saying, it's stood up to it very well, really. And in view of the conditions, we've seen some lovely technique and lovely skillful football from both teams here. It's all filthy already.
Well, there's only one place to play football, Alan, that's on the flanks, obviously. To go through the mud down the middle seems a little bit silly. Regarding half-time, I would think that Alfie Basile has said to his team, look, the third goal, we need the third goal. That's the end of the game. And he'll be insisting they do that. He'll keep things tight at the back. They won't give anything away, but he'll be asking for that third goal. There's no way the Colombians can get 4 goals.
Higuita thinking about a little run, and no opposition yet, so, well, that was kind of semi-serious foray from goal for him. Got to be on the halfway line before it's serious. Looking at those 2 goals again at half-time, I don't think he'd be very pleased with them when he looks back at them, Higuita. Free kick to Colombia. Alvarez, who plays for Valladolid in Spain, had trials at Derby County a couple of years ago apparently. Finding Osorio on the far side, Valderrama clicks it on, and then played through by Rincon, and Villa had it taken right off his toe then. The referee's blown the whistle anyway. There's the substitution. 2 substitutions. In fact, Rincon has gone off apparently.
They need someone to play up the front with Villa. He's up there by himself. They need another player alongside him.
Yes, he's been a lively little player, but obviously physically lightweight, and against these big, tough Argentine defenders who hunt in packs, he really does need some support with him for Colombia to get back into this game. Now they're beginning to look to go wide, as they did then with Valenciano getting the free kick.
The game has started like the first half. You know, they've got control of the game, and they're taking the game to Argentina.
And Argentina looking dangerous on the break though, with Rodriguez finding Canija, and in the middle here is Batistuta, and he took too long then, Canija, really, just as he did late in the first half when he got the ball in a lovely position. He wanted to do a bit too much on it, perhaps, Don.
He does that quite often, Alan. He runs well with the ball, obviously, and he doesn't to release the ball. That's the art of running with the ball, really. The art of running with the ball is knowing when to release it.
Osorio releases it at the right time, and the shot on the turn. Goycochea knew he didn't really have to worry too much about that. And Argentina quite happy to let Colombia have plenty of the ball in their half. They did that in the first half, and looked so dangerous when they attacked themselves. A lot more pace and decisiveness about their attacks than Colombia's, who built it up neatly, but perhaps overdid it a little bit at times. Canija going through, and Canija in a good position here. He tried to half lob, half chip the goalkeeper, who was yards out of his goal, Higuita, and got it wrong. If he'd got any lift on the ball at all and got it into the air, it would have been a goal, surely, because look where Higuita is here.
Is in no man's land, Alan. No, in fact, he put his hand to the ball there. It would be interesting to see whether he was in or outside the box.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but the referees allowed it to go on. That could easily have been the killer goal. Canija's not been as effective tonight as we've seen him in games gone by. Rodriguez, good play. He's got that lovely mix. He's a lovely footballer, and yet he's big and strong as well, isn't he?
Yes. He's been outstanding, Alan. I mean, if somehow he can find space. He is given freedom to play. I mean, he can go left wing, he can go right wing. He finds space. They give him the ball, and then he's automatically looking for his 2 front players.
Might not be long before the big clubs come in for him. In fact, I think they're queuing up already, the way he's played in this competition.
Rodriguez, Batistuta, I think you'll see them in Europe in a short period of time, Alan.
Yeah, I think you're right. Batistuta plays for Boca Juniors, Rodriguez for San Lorenzo. And I think 1 or 2 of the rich Italian clubs, it's an obvious example, will be waving the lira checks this way very soon, if they haven't already done so. Lovely thought that we might see a couple of them in England. Think Wimbledon could afford them, Don?
Well, I mean, they're having a go now, Alan. I mean, they've just bought Robbie Earl. He cost 37,500.
All done well, as we were saying in the first half, really wherever they've gone, because they're not just good footballers, they really get in and compete as well, and the obvious famous examples of Ardiles and Villa in English football. They were a huge success, Ardiles in particular, of course. They're not by any means just pretty footballers. They've got a real backbone to them. It's a tough league, the Argentine league, in more ways than one. Competitive and physical, and it's a decent upbringing for these players. And they have such lovely natural ability as well. It's a smashing combination. Here's Franco, finding Rodriguez. He's got away from his man again and again, releases. This time Batistuta. Good defending this time, though. But it's so simple. They get the ball and they release it quickly, and the pace of the forward players. It's a simple old game when it's played like this, and very effective. Very strong at the back too. Here's Canija. Be a bit disappointed to think that his contribution so far, he'll want to do a bit better in this half, perhaps.
I saw him play in Italy last season, Alan, and he was erratic just the same there. Some weeks he was on fire, absolutely brilliant, and another week he didn't seem too interested.
Crowd giving a bit of stick there to Ruggieri for apparently wasting a bit of time. Goycochea gets it forward though. Canija out-headed by Pereira. Not Canija, it was Batistuta rather. Now Escobar. Valderrama. Osorio. Strada beaten that time. Valderrama again. Oswaldo got two good challenges in then. Valderrama wins it back. Alvarez. Ruggieri gets it clear. And Goycochea, with the help of Ruggieri, who made absolutely sure that little Villavilla didn't get round him, claims the ball. The photographers wait and wonder if there's going to be another goal for either side here. Argentina leading Colombia 2-0. It's been a fairly quiet start to the second half, this first 9 minutes or so. Valderrama. See if he can liven things up. And Valenciano, the substitute, was fouled. Free kick to Colombia. Simeone ensuring they don't take it quickly if they'd wanted to. Valenciano and Redin, the two players on the ball, but I think Redin's gone forward now. The other half-time substitute for Rincon. Well, it was hit powerfully enough, but it was a long way out, and Goycochea saw it go harmlessly wide from the sub.
I don't know whether he did it on purpose, Alan, but he lashed that ball into the crowd, into the pack, hoping for a deflection, or a little kind of side glancing header, or a little side foot. That wasn't, the ball was hit into the crowd of players, not at the goal.
Here's Escobar. Valderrama. Certainly has a few little tricks, Valderrama. Gets it back again. And finds Villavilla. Good challenge by Vasquez. Simeone. Argentina have just lost a little bit of their spark at the start of the second half here. Or is it that they're content with what they've got here, knowing full well that a victory of any kind in this match will win them the Copa America for 1991. Brazil, having beaten Chile in the previous game, sit and wait. The shot from Vasquez takes a little bounce before Goycochea feels it quite comfortably.
I think what it is, Alan, I think they're so confident that they can defend in numbers, let the other team come at them, and they also know they've got two forwards who on the break can score goals. So I think they're quite happy to play like this. Let the other team have the initiative. Let the other team come at them. Knowing for a fact on the break they've got three super front players.
It's been a tactic that's worked gloriously well for them already in this competition. And I'm certain we'll be seeing a lot more of it. Basile will be something of a hero back home if they go on and win this. In just 12 months since Bilardo moved on after the World Cup, he's got himself almost a new-look squad, new-look tactics, but a very successful team. And they're quite young as well, all of them, 22, 23-year-olds, even a 21-year-old, Estrada, in this lineup. They gained valuable experience in this competition. I think they'll be around for a long time to come. Some of these names will become very familiar to British viewers over the next few years, I feel sure. Well, they've conceded the free kick here. Could be the same player, Valenciano, lining up the same thing, perhaps. Well, maybe not this time. He may look for the high ball. Only he knows what he's going to do here. Escobar's gone forward for a possible header. That wasn't a bad effort. Goycochea had to react. It was Redin in the end who hit it, and it was a better effort than the earlier one, certainly. But I think Goycochea had that one covered.
Yes, he got across him behind the wall and just made sure it went over the bar.
Became a star in the World Cup, of course, Goycochea, when Pompido broke his leg early on in the competition, and then he played every game, starred in a couple of penalty shootouts. Been given too many problems in the Copa America, certainly not today, but has looked sound enough. Alvarez finding Valderrama. Jerry just stood his ground. Now Simeone. Three of them came to take it off him. Diavia, Redin, not Vasquez, rather, Alvarez. Valenciano. And Redin dispossessed, so Argentina break quickly again. The usual tactic, the ball played rapidly forward. Batistuta is brought down. On your feet, says the referee, with the firmness he's shown throughout this game. Amazing to think that Batistuta only made his debut in the international team in June in the friendly against Brazil. Now got 6 goals, and that equals Bebeto of Brazil's total in 1989. And he was top scorer, and it's one of the best totals in recent years. Corner kick. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Argentina leading Colombia by 2-0. This match and the whole competition brought to you in association with Lucasade. Well, they've got a marvellous goal from a corner on this side against Brazil. Franco scored on that occasion, and it was Rodriguez who took the corner then. He's going to take it again when he's removed the, we call them politely, streamers. Minute goes, not a good one though, a poor corner. Simeone beaten by Osorio. So they won it back with Basualdo. That's a good-looking ball to Canija. He took it down well. But the defender Pereira was well positioned. 2-0 to Argentina. Valderrama in possession for the Colombians. Now won back by Estrada. Rodriguez. Estrada again. Lovely layoff. Good football this. Rodriguez back to Canija. Simeone in the middle in a good position. And didn't quite get the cross delivered where he wanted it. Batistuta finding Altamirano. Rodriguez again. Don was so effective in that move, that lovely little ball down the right.
Well, they played a lovely little 1-2s to get down and get virtually into the byline to stick the cross in. Good football.
Here's Cabrera for Colombia. Valderrama. Dean couldn't control it. Rodriguez, another, such an intelligent ball. He controlled it and laid it off into the space for Basualdo. And back it should go to him, and does. Good football. Lovely to see. Basualdo. Now he's really effective in these positions, and he finds Batistuta. And he just got there too quick for his own good, really. And it came to him at the wrong angle. He couldn't get the shot in.
Well, he did very well, Basualdo. I mean, he's played a nice 1-2 to get down that right flank off Caniggia. And then his Batistuta goes to the near post. I mean, everything's right. It's coming in about knee height, and he misses the ball.
Corner it is, though. And a better one this time. And a good header, but no meat behind it, really, from the big man again. Franco this time. I must say, some of the football played here by Argentina has been excellent. And Basualdo's had a really good game. Not one of the big stars, perhaps, but he's linked so effectively down the right-hand side. Here's Valderrama. Redin. Referee getting in the way. I weren't too happy with that. Franco. Estrada. Batistuta. Caniggia. By the little back healer. And it didn't come off. Now space for Osorio on the left. Valderrama, back again to the fullback. No way through. But Basualdo is dispossessed by Pimentel. Osorio once more. And that was a foul. Handball by Franco.
I'll tell you something, Alan. The Argentines are looking tired. They're not closing down too quickly on the Colombian front players. They look a little bit casual when they lose the ball.
We've said all along it's been a tough competition for the players, this. So many games, 7 games in 15 days. And on these pitches, of course, even more salmonous sapping. Can get that one out. Free kick driven straight at the wall. And he just back to defend. Yes, I think these lads will be glad of a couple of weeks on the beach, won't they, after this competition?
So, Alan, they'll need a rest. I mean, obviously, some of them will have to go back to Italy and 1 or 2 places where they're playing. But they'll definitely need a rest. You see, Friday they played in that non-stop downpour, having played all the previous games. And, I mean, they're not given any time, really, to get a rest. They have no rest at all. And now they've come onto this pudding of a pitch.
Injury there following the free kick. Here's the list of the leading goal scorers in the competition. Batistuta clear now, of course, can't be overtaken. And a total of 4 players on 2 goals. 4 more, I should say, than the ones you can actually see there, and a couple of them from Argentina, Caniggia and Franco. Diavira, Colombia, the other one. "25 minutes to go then in the final match of the 1991 Copa America. Argentina leading Colombia by 2-0. If the score stayed that way, then Argentina will be the new holders of the trophy. Taking over from the present holders, Brazil, who can still win it if Colombia can force a draw or win here. Osorio, look to get it back from Redin. Good interception by Estrada. And as before, with Colombia enjoying a lot of possession, but Argentina always looking the more dangerous.
I would think Alfio Basile will be thinking about fresh legs now, Alan.
Yeah.
He'll want to try and lighten things up.
Offside was the cry, and offside was the decision. Reminder, our other major sponsor, Adidas, bringing you this final match in the Copa America. Well, next year's the European Football Championships next summer in Sweden. It'll be interesting to make comparisons between the relative merits of the teams in that and the teams we've seen here in Chile. Of course, the next time they all get mixed up together will be the 1994 World Cup in the United States.
I just hope, Alan, that next year in Sweden that the football is as good as what we've seen here. I mean, we have seen the best of South American football. We've seen goals, we've seen entertainment, red cards, yellow cards, you name it, we've seen it.
Halfway through the second half, and space opening up here for the left back. And the defender found himself in a horrible position there, Escobar. He did well, he chested it back to his goalkeeper. You don't see that very often.
I think he went down for the diving header, Alan, and it was a little bit low for his head, so he put his chest to it.
Free kick to Colombia, foul by Simeone on Valderrama. Osvaldo got caught the wrong side of the forward there. But they've just had that solid blue line at the back that's dealt with everything. Rodriguez chipping it over the defenders for Batistuta to chase, and the whistle has gone. I wonder whether he'd get away with it. It was really, I thought, a 50-50 challenge there with the defender. We talk all about the Copa America, of course, being won by the winners of this competition. It's the Copa Bolivia, another trophy that goes to the runners-up. Likely to be Brazil. Oh, that'll be a major disappointment to them, particularly as holders of the real trophy. Colombia looking dangerous. Medin pushing it through. That's a useful little ball, and Basualdo got caught. And that's an excellent goal. The whistle has gone, and I'm not sure whether the referee is saying get the ball out of the net and get on with it, or what on earth is going on here, or has he disallowed it? I can't see that he has. It looked a good goal, Don.
Well, to be honest, I could see that goal coming. I think the Argentines at the moment look very tired. The sharpness is gone, their passing's gone. The two front players don't seem as though they want to get on the end of anything.
Well, Diavia certainly got on the end of that one beautifully, and he has been such an effective little striker in this tournament that you always feel when he gets himself into a position like this, he knows where the net is. Now that could really dramatically change things. 20 minutes to go. There was so much whistling going on there. I thought for a moment the referee might have disallowed the goal. He was just urging the players to get the ball out of the net and get on with it. Diavia's third goal of the competition has brought Colombia back into the match, and the game back to life now. Intriguingly, Argentina are going to have to readjust things. They know now that if Colombia were to snatch another one, then the cup, which had seemed certainly theirs, would be gone. As they go forward, which is the best way to change this situation. Simeone's shot well over. Well, I always think, Don, you know, once you've kind of dropped down a gear, as Argentina did, either willingly or unwillingly, it's very difficult to change back up again.
Dead right, Alan. They've come out this second half as though, well, the trophy's won. Let's just play time out. We'll get on the occasional break. We might get a goal. They haven't been positive at all. The general players has lacked sharpness. It's a little bit casual.
A reminder of the situation here. that if Colombia were to force an equalising goal here, if they get a draw at the end of 90 minutes, then Brazil would be Copa America champions, not Argentina. Well, now we have got a game in our hands. 26 minutes gone, and Argentina, seemingly coasting, have conceded a goal, and now all of a sudden it's a different game. Here's one man who can positively take them forward. Rodriguez, that's a foul on Canija. I need a bit more from him now as well. Canija, he's not had a very effective game.
He hasn't done a thing, Alan.
I wonder if they'll bring on a substitute now to give them a bit more pace and invention up front. I've got to think about going forward now. Suddenly Colombia have got the bit between their teeth. They can't do anything, of course, in terms of winning the competition, but they would love the opportunity to spoil things for Argentina. Having beaten Brazil earlier in the competition, that would be a considerable scalp for them. And Villa claiming the ball was handled then. Referee said play on. Escobar, Alvarez, Serradin. Herrera on the right, we won't reach that. There is the standings in this final round of the competition, not including this game, of course, with Brazil on 4 points and a +3 goal difference. So if Argentina only got 1 point, then obviously they would go to 4, and on goal difference, Brazil would win it. Colombia would come up to 3, or 2 rather, I should say, if they can force the equalising goal here. They can't win the competition, Colombia, but they can stop Argentina winning it, and thereby help Brazil. Well, we've got 17 minutes now, and tired legs out there, and at the moment, most of them belong to the Argentine players. Imagine what it must be like. The Brazilians are sitting up there in the stand. They probably started to think, oh, well, we've got runners-up spot here some while ago since the second goal went in. Now, all of a sudden, they're edging forward on their seats, thinking, well, you never know, we might do it yet. 16 minutes remaining. As the ball is swung dangerously in, Goycochea, no problem.
I don't know, Alan, whether Basila is becoming a little bit sentimental. I mean, these are the players that's got him to the final and look as though they're going to win the competition. And I don't know whether he's saying, well, no, I'm going to leave these players on the pitch. They deserve credit for winning this cup. And he's just took it for granted. I'll bet going through his mind now, he's thinking to himself, you know, he's got Latorre on the bench. He's got Bejo on the bench. You know, he's got some quality players there.
He's got a free kick now for that challenge, and indeed he is now going to make a substitution. Junta is the player that Basile is talking to and obviously going to introduce.
He normally sticks him in the middle of the pitch, Alan, and he sits in front of the back four and he goes round tackling everybody.
I wonder who will take off. That'll be interesting to see. Will he take off one of the attacking players and try and hold on to the 2-1 lead?
I think it'll be Rodriguez.
Well, they've got a free kick before the substitute can come on, and in it goes, not very effectively. They win it back. Altamirano finding Batistuta. Back goes to the left back again, but he's lost out to Valderrama. Valderrama did well then, and a good little ball as well, and he wants it back, Valderrama. Although Diavia's forward again in a good position. What a smashy little striker he is. And it's a good ball. Offside is the claim, but the linesman did not flag. Argentina are furious as Osorio got forward. They stopped and thought they were going to get an offside decision, and it didn't come.
They're getting down the sides, Alan. Look, they're going round the sides, getting into the byline. And if they get some people in the box or in to pull it square rather than having to go up for a shot at goal, The goalkeeper does very well here. He comes out and narrows the angle and gets a block in.
Well, that was panic time for Argentina. They all stood with their hands up, and at the other end, Canija, out of nowhere, has a goal-scoring opportunity, and Higuita denies it. Well, the game has suddenly boiled up. It looked to be going towards an inevitable conclusion. It just shows you in football, nothing whatsoever is inevitable. But at 2-0 and apparently coasting it and repelling the Colombian Rays quite comfortably, it looked as though they were just seeing out time. Now, it's 2-1, and they're on the back foot, Argentina, without doubt. Alvarez, now finding spaces on the left. Just as Don Howe was saying in the first half, if they'd use that route more often. And Argentina are clearing it now with no great thought. They're just getting the ball away, and they haven't got those players up front to hold it up for them and give them a bit of time and space anymore. Now the substitution is going to be made at last. Can't see the number from here. The player who's coming off. Junta's coming on. That much we do know. And you were spot on, Don. Rodriguez, the one who's gone off.
He works hard, Rodriguez. I mean, he covers a lot of ground, and obviously, when they're up against it, he doesn't get into the game.
Free kick here to Colombia. They've taken it already. Valderrama helps it back to Cabrera. Made space for the cross, but then didn't make it. Now the cross will come in, and Goycochea denied all those queuing up behind him. Well, Argentina are suddenly playing like a side who are concerned. Less than 12 minutes to go. They lead 2-1.
They're on the ropes, Alan. They're definitely on the ropes.
Offside.
Colombia are showing a lot better forms of attack. They are going down the sides now. They're not trying to play those daft 1-2s around the edge of the D. And they're getting into the byline all the time.
Well, it's an intriguing situation, this one now, all right. Whistler's gone. Free kick to Colombia. The Brazilian players and management sitting in the stand, wondering what the next 11 minutes will bring. They could either retain the trophy they won 2 years ago, or see it move on to Argentina for the first time in 32 years. It all depends on whether Colombia, very much in the driving seat at the moment, can score another goal. It's 2-1 to Argentina. If it stays that way, Argentina are champions. If Colombia get an equaliser and it stays that way, Brazil will be champions. What an anxious wait for Basile, the coach to Argentina. Is he about to win his first trophy, only 12 months after taking the job? He'll be a hero if he does. I just wonder what the media in Argentina will make of it, and the public, if he doesn't. It's a thin dividing line in football.
Well, obviously, his mind will be going now 2 to the dozen now.
Yeah.
What can we do here? What can we do there? How can I stop this happening? How can I get the players on alert and concentrating again? He'll be thinking different ways, different formations. Shall we change the formation? Shall we put another sub on? He'll be thinking of all these things to try and get his team back in the game.
And to make it worse for them, of course, the neutrals, the Chileans here, are very much behind Colombia. Challenge from the man brought on, Junta. Only a throw though, and danger here as Redim forces it through, and Basket got it clear in the nick of time again. Alvarez, Valderrama did well. Alvarez takes over again. Well, that was the best he could have got there, and he did well. The corner was exactly what he was looking for. of Altamirano. Here's Diabia. Would have thought they would want him in the penalty area, really, as he crosses dangerously, though. And Goycochea was so anxious to come out and get that, he flattened Franco in doing so.
That's very good goalkeeping, Alan. That's what you need when you're up against it. When balls are coming in the box, if your keeper comes out and catches that ball, it calms everybody down, everybody feels better about it. Obviously the attack is stopped.
He might have just come down heavily on the ankle he injured in the first half in doing so, but it was a real morale-boosting save for Argentina. 8 minutes to go. Argentina 2, Colombia 1. A Colombian equaliser now would change the picture dramatically. That was a rather stupid challenge, really. It's given possession back to Argentina at a moment when Colombia were quite happy. It was a foul as well on Simeone.
I know he slid in, Alan, but I thought he contacted the ball. He slid in from distance, and I think that's the referee thought it was dangerous. But I thought at the end of it he contacted the ball.
Here's Canija. Simeone. Franco. That's a good ball. Oh, what a shame. Offside. Canija made the run.
Well, the enforced rest that Canija's had hasn't done a thing for him.
No, sent off, remember, against Brazil. And who missed the World Cup final because of suspension, so very grateful to be given the opportunity to play today, but hasn't done himself justice. 7 minutes to go. The countdown is on for the Copa America 1991. Is it to be Argentina or Brazil who win the trophy? Argentina lead 2-1. That'll be enough for them. If Colombia get another goal, there's the trophy down there on the touchline waiting, both of them. Argentina know that they'll be lifting one of those trophies, but which one? Cabrera for Colombia. Alvarez. Valderrama. Back to Cabrera, that's a dangerous looking cross. Ruggieri just got there. Vasquez behind him, and if it goes, and it has, it's a corner. Basualdo trying to stop him taking the corner straight away. And that shows you how much they're panicking now, Argentina. And it's a good looking one. Vasquez again got his head to the ball. The shot was well blocked. And Canija brings it clear. Batistuta looks for the free kick, doesn't get it, still manages to get the ball again, but it's all Colombia now and has been for this half. Valenciano holding off two defenders. Now what's the referee given here? The linesman's indicated throw in to Argentina. Valenciano's lost his boot.
The pressure is definitely on. They do look in trouble, the Argentinians.
Just a little over 5 minutes to go. Osorio to Diabia. Good tackle.
That was a super tackle by Vasquez.
There's Osorio again, though. Anywhere will do now. Anywhere. Escobar. 5 minutes remaining in the Copa America. And what a tribute to the competition that we still don't know who the winners are going to be in the last 5 minutes of the last game. Free kick to Colombia. An absolute heart in the mouth time for Argentina now. They'll just get bodies into the box here, Colombia. Swing the ball in, and anything can happen. And it was an Argentine head that met it first, to the huge relief of all of those back home watching this one in Buenos Aires and every town and city in Argentina. And Brazil, of course. They'll all be watching this in that vast country as well, wondering if their team is going to hold on. I must say, even though they've been disappointing in this second half, in terms of the overall competition, if you had to, as a neutral, say which team you'd rather win, I think, Don, I'd say Argentina rather than Brazil.
They've been outstanding, there's no doubt about that. They've looked the best team, best organised, best front players, very, very good in midfield.
And looking for the goal that would clinch it. Canija. It's a good little layoff. Simeone got it wrong, though. Osorio. 42 minutes coming up. 3 minutes to go then. And they're on the attack again here, and a big gap suddenly opens up. Valderrama. And Valderrama again. Gets it through to Valenciano, and it comes back to him. And it's absolute mayhem at the back now for Argentina. They're just lashing at the ball to get it away. Now it's a bit more controlled as Estrada brings it out. They just wanting to get into the corner now and get the ball as far away from their goal as possible. What a situation. These tired, leg-weary Argentine players, their 7th game in a couple of weeks. They know that they're 2.5 minutes away from winning the Copa America. Equally, they're just one mistake away from losing it. They will be ecstatic when that final whistle sounds. Tired, but very, very happy players. And that's what they want now. Oh, well, the throw's gone the wrong way. I'm going to say they want to throw in that corner of the field, and they haven't got it.
Well, that's the normal tactics you use when you're trying to play a game over and get to the end of the game. Is you play the ball to the corners of the pitch, and then your back four push out. But for some unknown reason, the Argentinian back four is not pushing out.
Cabrera swings one in. Diavir is right behind the defender Vasquez, and the goalkeeper says, that's mine, and well, he might. We're in the 44th minute now. Argentina lead Colombia 2-1. Argentina have got to concentrate on keeping possession now and keeping the ball as far away from their goal as they can. As we move into the final minute of the 1991 Copa America, intriguingly, we still aren't sure whether Argentina or Brazil are going to be the holders of the trophy. Argentina look as though they're going to cling on. You can score a goal in about 2 seconds. And if Colombia do that, then it'll be Brazil's trophy. But now Argentina seem to have weathered the storm, and they've won a series of throw-ins which has kept them possession. Now they want to get it into the corner with Canija. And he's got a corner. He's done well. They'll be pleased with that.
I see them crossing this corner, Alan. I think they'll keep it in the corner again, from the corner.
Canija will take all the time he can. Well, Colombia certainly made a game of this in the second half here. This is where players get frustrated and a few legs tend to get whacked, but it's gone behind for a goal kick. And we're now into time being added here. And I can't recall a lengthy stoppage in this half. So we are seconds away from the end of the Copa America, and that's it. It's all over. Argentina have won the game and won the cup, and deservedly so. The best team in the competition have become Copa America champions 1991, and Basile has won a trophy in his first year in charge. Great celebrations for Argentina. We'll be back, of course, with the presentation of the trophy and Don Howe's reflections on this game as Argentina celebrate their 2-1 victory. What an anxious 45 minutes they had after half-time when Colombia came back at them, scored through Diavir, threatened all the time to get an equaliser that would have seen the trophy going to Brazil. But amazing to think, just 12 months after their disappointment in Rome, in the World Cup final when they lost to West Germany, had men sent off and were heavily criticised. Just 12 months on, Argentina, with a new team, have now got the trophy that they haven't won for 32 years. Argentina, Copa America champions, 1991. We'll have the presentation right after the break. Stay tuned to Santiago.
Welcome back to the National Stadium. These are the scenes down on the pitch as Argentina prepare to lift the trophy. The Copa America title for 1991 is theirs at last. They regain the title they last won in 1959. The final score here, Argentina 2, Colombia 1. There is the final table. Argentina, with 2 wins and a draw, have 5 points. Brazil, the defending champions, finish here as runners-up. Chile with 2 points, and Colombia with a point, were the team here finishing in 4th place. Well, Argentina have walked a tightrope here tonight in the final 20 minutes, but surely, Don, with justification over the 7 games played here, worthy champions.
That's right, Phil. I think we've seen a fantastic tournament. We've seen the best of South American football, and we've seen a good team, perhaps easily the best team in the tournament, win the trophy. They've definitely changed, the Argentinians. You know, they've lost their cynical play that they showed in the World Cup. They're coming out and attacking, and they're playing good football now. And let's just hope that by winning this trophy, that it will encourage them to be the same when the World Cup comes around again in 2 years' time.
Well, certainly they'll be one of the sides to look out for in the United States in 1994, as we have the presentation ceremony, the medals to be distributed. There's a fair play trophy there as well, the Copa Bolivia to the runners-up, which will be Brazil, and I believe that was the Copa Bolivia we saw there down on the pitch. And it will be Oscar Ruggeri, one of the old guard, incidentally, who's been retained by new coach Alfio Basile, the man who returned to play domestic league football with Vélez Sarsfield last summer after 6 successful years in Spain. And he, the new captain of Argentina, having been retained from 12 months ago. And the other man, really, who made his name at Italia 90 as well, perhaps fittingly first up after the captain to receive his medal, Goycochea. You see being helped from the podium, injured in the first half. Claudio Canigia, explosive up front, had a quiet game here this evening, but such a potent force alongside Batistuta. And they'll be dancing in the streets tonight, back home in Buenos Aires. Argentina receiving the congratulations here of the Chilean FA officials. And I'm afraid it will be an altogether different scene over in Rio de Janeiro. Tears, I'm sure, down in the Brazilian capital. The South Americans, who celebrate success as only they can. Simeone, scorer of the first goal this evening, which set Argentina on their way. Rodriguez hadn't won an international cap coming into this tournament, has really made his name. He's in tears, substituted in the second half, but his pass is providing Argentina with, well, the goals here tonight, and all 3 against Brazil on Wednesday. And what a crucial win that has turned out to be. In fact, if anything, the game which really decided the outcome was back here on Wednesday evening when Argentina beat Brazil by 3 goals to 2. And tonight, they have done it against Colombia after Brazil had beaten Chile earlier this evening, knowing exactly what was necessary. And they seemed to be coasting to victory, 2 goals to 0 up at the break. And with De Avia's goal on 70 minutes, well, nerve-stopping moments in the final 20, I'm sure, for Alfio Basile. He must have smoked half the tobacco crop of North Carolina here this evening. You can enjoy all the action of the past 2 weeks, and it will be well worth looking forward to on Sunday, the 4th of August, the beginning of next month, at 10 o'clock. We have a 2-hour review of Copa America 1991, the 75th anniversary of the world's oldest soccer tournament. It all began way back in Buenos Aires in 1916 and 1917, the first time that the 4 nations, original founding members of the South American Soccer Federation, played for this championship. Substitute Gamboa and 1 or 2 others of the Argentine camp, as the tears now begin to flow. Alfio Basile, I'm sure they're preparing to give the first of what will be many, many interviews here this evening. Well, we saw Argentina come to Wembley in May. They were 2 down on that occasion, fought back to draw with England, sending out a clear signal that post-Maradona in 1994, this will be a refreshing and a rejuvenated new look Argentina side that must now go to the next World Cup Championships as one of the favourites, Don.
I would think so, yes. Obviously, this will, winning this tournament will go all the way around the world, that they've got a good side now. And with these new youngsters coming into the team, Rodriguez, Batistuta, Simeone in midfield, absolutely outstanding. A lot of people will be aware of them. He's very important to them, Ruggieri. He's the brains, he's the experienced player who motivates the other players and keeps control of things. Very important for the manager, that player.
The 1991 South American Soccer Championships have been won here and won in style by Argentina. Well, we've heard so much, Don, about Brazil looking to build around home-based players, Uruguay adopting a similar policy, but it has to be said Argentina too have gone down that same road. They only have Simeone and Caniggia in the lineup here this evening, overseas-based players. All the rest of the other 9 players there celebrating the championship, playing domestic football in Argentina and proving that they have a solid foundation for the years to come. I wonder if perhaps in Batistuta if we're seeing the next Mario Kempes.
I would think so, yes. I mean, he's got a terrific eye for goal. He's got good composure around the goal. A lot of power in his shooting. Fairly good in the air. Perhaps he could improve in the air. His first touch is good. He's running off the ball at times. He could be better as well. But obviously these things will improve as the coaches get hold of him and bring things into his game. I think the most important thing is they have used this tournament to blood a lot of the young players, and I think that's what we should do. I think we should use the European Nations Cup as a time to put your inexperienced players in. Let them sense it. Obviously, the World Cup is something vastly important, but it gives them a chance to feel what trying to win a trophy is all about at international level.
Well, with Oscar Ruggieri there parading the trophy around the National Stadium here in Santiago, perhaps a fitting moment for us just to remind you that the new Argentine soccer season begins here on Screen Sport on August the 15th. We'll be back with the full league program. 38 matches will be coming your way throughout the autumn and winter from the Argentine Premier Division, and you'll be seeing many of the players who've made such an impact here in Chile on your screens every week. Thursday evening, make a date to enjoy the very best of Argentina football only on the European Sports Network. So Alfio Basile goes where Menotti and Bilardo failed. He lifts the South American Soccer Championship on a night in Santiago when the Batman turned Joker. Leading goal scorer in the competition, Gabriel Batistuta with 6. Argentina beat Colombia by 2-1. And we hope very much you've enjoyed all the matches here from Copa 91. Let's leave you once again with the goals from tonight's action between Brazil and Chile, and then those final dramatic moments as Argentina took the trophy, beating Colombia by 2-1. From me, Phil Myson, and the whole team here, at the South American Soccer Championships. Thanks as always for being with us, and bye-bye.